Hello, and welcome to Fractured. My name is Otter, and this is episode, I don't know, something or other. Whatever. Numbers are imaginary. Let's move on. So I have been doing things between episodes. I've actually also been recording stuff, but I don't know if you guys can tell. I've been having some issues getting episodes actually made. So we're going to do something different tonight. And basically what we're going to do is I am going to do some stuff, and whatever I get done tonight is going to be the video. My big problem is I keep overthinking everything I'm doing, and then I end up making stuff, but it's overthought, and it's not no. So I have a couple things I want to do. First thing I want to get done, I think, is not the sheep. I do want to set up a sorting system for it. I'm going to be using our copper golems because they're adorable and I want to use them. But that's going to have to come later. It might happen later this episode. I don't know. We'll find out. For now, it's not really like the focus of what I want to do. We've also been continuing to dig in the hole between episodes. And I guess Preston needed a lot of stone. So he asked if he could buy some of what I have dug out. And I said yes. So we have diamonds. I also gave iron to a few different people. And somebody wanted to say thank you and left me this lovely gift. And I appreciate it. This was a very nice gift. I really appreciate it. I just don't know who to thank. So I'm going to have to ask on the Discord. Because, yeah, I want to say thank you. It was not necessary, but it is appreciated. Saf came by last night and bred the frogs to get some tadpoles. I ended up putting the tadpoles in the bucket because she had to leave before she could grab them. So that's been done. But what I really want to do today is this. This is going to be a sugarcane farm. Because we need a lot of sugarcane on this server. And not many people have a farm for it. So, yeah. We're going to make a farm. I built this, I dug out this chamber last night on stream and added the rails that are kind of under there and hooked up a bunch of the redstone for the collection system. There's still more that I want to do later, but it doesn't have to happen right now. So now it's time to actually put in the water and then plant the sugarcane and set up the flying machines and that stuff. Okay, in theory, this is now set up. So if I trigger this, it'll go over there and then get turned around and come all the way back, and it will stop here. I act like I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Just in case that wasn't clear, I am not an expert at all on any of this, just at all. So let's see what happens. Huh. That's kind of unexpected. Everything worked exactly the way I thought it would. I didn't think that would happen. Which I realize is an ironic thing to say. But it's true. I didn't expect it to do the things I expected it to do. Okay, almost 2 stacks of sugarcane out of that. That's pretty good. So the question next is, well, what's next? The Department of Redundancy Department, everybody. Anyway, so I think the next thing I want to do is when this triggers, I want to send a signal down to here to fire off this. Because by the time the thing gets back to here, it will have set off, it will have harvested all the sugarcane. And then under here, what all of this is doing is, this is where the minecart's going to be. And what I've got set up is basically if I power that redstone line back there, then the signal will transmit through the target blocks into these. It'll send the minecarts going. They'll pick up any sugarcane that's on the ground, get over to there, we'll drop it off, and then once they're done dropping it off, they'll come back, and because this, by this point, will be unpowered, it'll just stop here. So we won't have minecarts running around causing noise and lag and everything. I mean, it's not like a huge thing, but I'm trying not to cause too much lag, says the otter with the giant sheep farm. Yep, definitely not trying to cause too much lag. Clearly, very lag conscious. Anyways, just, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine. What would be the easiest way to do this? You know what? I am gonna go with literally the easiest way. Yeah, that should be plenty of time for the carts to get going and stuff. Okay, what's next? I figured out what's next. And that is gonna be putting in all of the minecarts and then giving the whole system a test. So the one thing I'm not sure about is just how much we're gonna lose out this window. I'm hoping it's not gonna be too much. And if it is, well, then we're gonna lose a bunch. And I'm gonna be sad. Because I don't think I can fix it. I have moved all of the lanterns up above instead of below. They're all now nicely above. So realistically, I could have done these as, I don't know, frog lights. But I mean, by this point, I was already committed to the lanterns. So let's just do the lanterns. It's fine. And I have had a little bit of a thought. I might actually have an idea on how to do item collection. Okay. So put water here. It's down a level. There's probably still going to be some that land here. Yeah, I'm not going to lose sleep over that. This is, by the way, not like a how to do this sort of collection. This is what I am doing, which is different. See, it all gets picked up. Put into this chest. Okay, trigger. You know what? I think that's going to wait for tomorrow. I'm going to change my plan. I know you're shocked. I'm partway through the episode and I've changed my plan. It's unprecedented. I know. But just take a deep breath. We're going to get through this together. Okay? It'll be fine. Anyway, my plan was to see how much I could get done tonight and just make a video out of whatever that happened to be. But I am gonna log out early tonight because I'm tired. Alright, it's the next day. I did use my lunch break to do a little bit of tinkering, which I guess you can kind of see behind me. I've got a button hooked up to a piston. There's an observer, little pulse extender thing here, and it just goes off that way. When you press it, it sets off the flying machine. I didn't make any changes other than that. I just hooked up the trigger for the flying machine because I don't want to have to run back and do all the nonsense to get in place and put a torch to trigger the flying machine every time. that seems like not fun. So I'm not doing it. So, hello, Future Otter here. Just jumping in because as I finished recording that clip, I decided to change what I was working on. And I went and started working on the sheep farm. And I was really into it, I guess. I don't know. But I just started recording again out at the sheep farm with absolutely no explanation for where we were or why we were there or what had happened. It confused me as I was editing this. I figured it would confuse you too. So I figured I would come back and explain that, yes, I had decided that I was going to change what I was working on, and we were going to jump over to work on the storage system for the sheep farm, and maybe start decorating it. So that's what's happening. Okay, I'll send you back to Past Otter, who hopefully will now be significantly less confusing than otherwise would have been the case without this explanation. So I've spent a little bit of time just mocking up a possible design. What I want to do is have one set of sorting over on this side. So we have 8 chests, and then the next 8 are a different set of sorting. And as you can probably tell, the plan is to use little dudes. So here's how this is going to work, maybe? I don't know. We're going to put a chest here. We're going to put the other chest here. Mostly just because I like things being symmetrical. So this chest and this chest are both going to feed down into here. And then these 2 chests are going to feed all the way over to this. Okay, let's see how this does. Probably don't need to go all the way down. That is so much better. Okay. Yeah, I think it's time to start doing the plumbing. Oh, I had spruce trapdoors here. I'm realizing I can't put trapdoors there. I mean, in theory, the golems shouldn't be trying to pathfind through them anyway. But they're so famous for just getting themselves into trouble with trapdoors that we're not going to do trapdoors. All right. So yeah, we'll now just get these little peaks of our little dudes just hanging out. Yep, that's definitely going exactly the way I had intended. You know what? I want to be just a little bit more careful. Because I'm not positive that these guys won't try to grab from there. Okay, fix this. So now there's no more risk at all that these guys are going to try to grab from the other chest. Or that the people I put in there are going to try to grab from here. Well, that's all the functionality we needed. They're more than fast enough to keep up with how much we've got. So we can just let them do their thing. And in the meantime, I want to decorate. Listen, I know that this is like just a utility thing, but I can't leave it this ugly. Okay? We're going to spend a few minutes. We're going to do some basic decoration. It's going to be fine. So let's go do that. Alright, I have been doing some decorating. I redid this section. I just put shelves in the back and then put, a few blocks of wool of each color in there just to give it some extra for color. This used to be grass, and then right here along this line was where the wool was. So I moved the wool back and just put stairs so that you can pretty easily see the color of wool. And then I did this section, and it's definitely a thing. An attempt was made. It's not working. I don't like how it turned out. I want it to be different. So we're going to make it different. And I don't want to leave the back of this unfinished. Like, that's such a joke in the Minecraft community, right? Like, oh, did you finish the back? Nobody finishes the back. But I don't want to feed into that, okay? I don't want to leave the back of this unfinished. But, and hear me out here, what if there is no back? Eh? Right? I mean, from this angle, it's pretty obvious what's going on. We can fix that. But yeah, what if this just half gets buried in the hillside? There is no back. The back is the inside of a hill. You don't need to finish the inside of a hill. It's the inside of a hill. Why would you do a back? That would be silly. It's the inside of a hill. Right? So, that's what's going to happen. It's all about working smarter, not harder. I've been continuing to tinker with this a little bit, but I think we're just going to end the video here, even though this is obviously incomplete. But at least, you know, we don't have the back unfinished, right? That's very important. The back is not unfinished because it's in a hillside. So anyways, yeah, we're going to leave it here. I've been doing other stuff. I've got some stuff recorded even. So you're going to get to see that hopefully fairly soon. Until then, remember to look after yourself. And don't forget, you do matter. Unless you multiply yourself by the speed of light squared, in which case you energy. But silly physics jokes aside, you do matter. Thanks for hanging out with me. Remember to look after yourself, and we will see you next time.